It all started the night I moved into the old Victorian house on Cedar Lane. The house had been empty for many years, covered with thick ivy and hidden behind big, twisted oak trees. People in town said it was haunted, but I didn't believe in ghosts. I just wanted peace and quiet away from the busy city. The first few days were calm, but I felt strange. The house was always cold, colder than normal, and the silence felt heavy. I thought it was just me getting used to the new place. On the third night, a quiet scratching noise woke me up. I lay still, listening closely. It sounded like something was scratching inside the walls, slowly moving from one side of the room to the other. I got out of bed slowly, my heart beating fast, and pressed my ear against the wall. The scratching stopped right away. I convinced myself it was probably just mice or old pipes, and went back to sleep. Days turned into weeks, and I started noticing small changes around the house. Furniture moved slightly, things not where I left them. Shadows seemed to flicker at the corners of my eyes. I began keeping the lights on in every room, trying to make myself feel better. One evening, I invited my friend Claire over, hoping her company would help me feel less scared. Claire laughed about the idea of ghosts and told me not to worry, but even she became quiet as the night went on. "You're just nervous," Claire said, pouring herself a drink, but I could tell she felt uneasy too. That night, a heavy storm hit the town, with rain and wind shaking the house. I woke suddenly and the lights were out, leaving the house completely dark. Between loud crashes of thunder, I thought I heard someone whisper my name softly, almost as if someone was breathing into my ear. "Claire," I called out, but no one answered. I felt my way carefully to Claire's room, but her bed was empty, and the sheets were neat and untouched. My heart raced with fear as I shouted her name again. Then from downstairs, I heard Claire's voice whisper softly, "Help me." She sounded scared and distant. Terrified, I slowly moved towards the stairs. Each step creaked loudly, making me feel even more scared. Claire's voice continued, guiding me toward the basement door. The door was slightly open, and a cold draft blew out. With shaking hands, I pushed the door open wider and shined my flashlight down the stairs. The air felt colder and heavier as I stepped carefully into the basement, the darkness seeming to close around me. At the bottom, my flashlight started flickering, casting strange shapes on the walls. Claire stood frozen in the middle of the room, her eyes wide with fear, her mouth open in a silent scream. "Claire," I whispered, stepping forward carefully. She didn't answer or move. She was staring at something behind me. Slowly, I turned around, my flashlight trembling in my hand. Behind me stood a tall, thin figure hidden in shadows. Its face was covered by a hood, but its eyes glowed faintly, yellow and sickening. It slowly lifted a thin, bony finger, pointing directly at me. In a voice that sounded like dry leaves rustling, it whispered, "You shouldn't have come here." My flashlight died completely, and darkness swallowed us up. I felt something cold grab my arm, pulling me into the blackness. I tried to scream, but my voice was lost, silenced by the house itself. Weeks later, new people moved into the old Victorian house on Cedar Lane, charmed by its old-fashioned beauty and unaware of its terrible history. And on their very first night, they woke up to the soft scratching inside the walls, unaware that the same dark fate was waiting for them.